In 2020, my most inspiring moment was the day of the launch of Solar Orbiter.
My name is Christopher Owen. I am a Professor of Physics at University College London, and my role on the project is as the Principal Investigator of one of the 10 scientific instruments that the mission carries. At the moment I'm operating out of a very tiny kids' nursery and sharing at least half the room with piles of toys. What would normally have happened was that the team as a whole would have gone to spend several weeks at the Mission Operations Center, which is in Darmstadt in Germany.
For us, launching a space mission is a bit like having a baby. You've been looking forward to it, you've been fearing that things could go wrong, but when they do go right, you really feel a great sense of joy and accomplishment. My name is Cesar Garcia, and I'm the Solar Orbiter Project Manager at the European Space Agency. Solar Orbiter is a spacecraft that will orbit the Sun for the next 10 years. Solar Orbiter was launched on the 10th of February 2020. And at the beginning, everything was very nominal. And by the end of the month, we had already tested most of the spacecraft subsystems. But at the beginning of March, when we were starting to test the instruments, then the restrictions due to COVID started to kick in. From that moment on, we had to adapt to the situation. There was a scare. Some of our colleagues got the disease at ESOC, that's the operational center in Darmstadt, Germany, and we had to shut down all operations for 10 days.
We actually managed to get there for the first week, and we started some of the preliminaries. We got our sort of central control box turned on, and we'd started with trying to turn on the first instrument when we started to hear rumors that there was this big problem with the virus. Fortunately, on the last day in the lab, I had the foresight, as it turned out, to grab a couple of laptops and several screens, because I needed to use them all to do this job. But the security at the Mission Operations Center is such that you can't actually make a direct connection. So we had to be able to see the screens with the commands that were being sent were just captured on a separate laptop, which just showed a webcam image of the screen that the operator was using. So it was a lot of time just peering very closely on a second Zoom meeting that was just showing sharing the webcam footage from the Mission Operations Center. Where I am now to where I was 9 months ago, we've definitely come a long way in terms of video conferencing.
The teams reacted very positively and very quickly. So new software tools and new ways of communicating developed, and that meant that in spite of all the difficulties, we still managed to keep our schedule of instrument commissioning. We only took pictures for a few days when we were getting close to the Sun back in mid-June 2020. And one of the first discoveries that they could take with the first few pictures is small campfires on the surface of the Sun. These are much smaller effects that we can see from the Earth, and our scientists speculate that they could be at the source of the transfer of energy that heats up the mass which is ejected by the Sun. Launching a space mission it's an adventure. People have been working for years, sometimes decades, to reach that moment. And in the very few minutes, you see it happening in front of your eyes, and you can feel it. You can see it with your eyes, you can hear the roar of the rocket, and then you can see it going away from the Earth. For me, this was the most inspiring moment.